we back. Going to talk a little bit about college basketball. Obviously, I understand the season just ended. We had a great Final Four, a great national championship, but it never stops. And a lot of guys have been declaring their either entrance to the draft and or their declaration to come back. One of those is Kasparas Akionis out of Illinois. I didn't anticipate him coming back. I have him mocked somewhere in the top 15, probably at 11. Right now, it's looking like that's going to be Miami. I think he would be a great Goran Dragic, Chauncey Billups type guard for the Miami Heat. Shot making is not really a concern with this kid. I didn't anticipate him coming back, especially after the freshman season he had. He's got high-level positional size, IQ. He's very good maneuver. Understands his athleticism isn't there, but knows how to use body position to make his spot available. Knows how to shoot the ball. Again, not that explosive, not that quick, but he's very good at pacing, high-level control, good body control finishes, tough step backs. I mean, just a gamer. Right, the ball pressure on him can lead to turnovers. He struggles to get himself some quality looks sometimes, but again, he's 6'6", 18 years old. His production, lead guard creativity, off-ball versatility, in late game execution, he has a top 10 grade. This draft is just really strong, so I think he slips out of it just a little bit. And we've seen too many guys in the NBA as of right now that suggest skill and IQ can outweigh athletic limitations, right? I mean, to a larger degree, Luka Doncic is someone that is not very athletically gifted, but we have seen really develop, right? I mean, obviously that's the extreme case. I don't anticipate him being that good. But listen, he's got promising shot making going back to Europe, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes for him. Milos Uzan is a guy who also declared for the draft. He does have one more year of eligibility left, I believe, so technically he has the ability to come back if he wants to. If I'm Milos Uzan, I'm going back to Houston, right? He kind of plays like Andrew Nembhard, if you know who that is. I think you get a big NIL package from Houston, and he did struggle his final 3 games after putting up 22 points against Purdue. Again, 44% from 3 this year, elite floater game, a great assist-to-turnover ratio. He really settled in down the stretch for Houston. I think he's a second-round guy, high second-round guy. But again, the second round is very fluid. We've seen that in years past. So if you can't get out of that second round, I would go back. But that's just me. Braden Smith decided to come back to Purdue. I think that's great for him. I didn't see him being a top 60 guy in this class. I think next year's class is a little weaker, especially toward the back end. So if he can come back his senior season and really show out and lead Purdue to a deeper postseason run, I think he has a chance to get drafted. He was an AP All-American, but his game doesn't necessarily translate as much to the NBA. At least it hasn't shown that way yet. But he is a great college player, right? 16 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, 42 from the field, 43 from the field, 38 from deep. Needs to get the finishing at the rim up, and he needs to show that he can score inside the arc a little more. And I think if he does that, he's going to set himself up for success next season in the draft. And obviously, if you're Purdue, you love him coming back. And again, obviously, Illinois wants Kasparas Akionis to come back. He's not going to. Milos Uzan, if you're Houston and you put together an offer for him to come back, I think he would, just because, give him the opportunity to say, hey, we'll get you some money, more than you make in that first year in the NBA, get you an opportunity to showcase your skills in our system. Because we looked at Jamal Shead. Jamal Shead, a guy at Houston, he really developed. He's really shown his game off in Toronto this season. But I think him staying those 4 years at Houston is the biggest reason why. And I think Milos Uzan would do the same thing. But now I want to talk about guys. I'm not going to know how to pronounce this guy's name. Andrija Jelovic. He commits to Kentucky. He's going to join their team this season. That's a big get for Kentucky. He played 53 games the last 2 seasons with Belgrade, a team in Serbia. Averaged 11.7 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 assists, while shooting 60% from the field. He is huge and massive transfer from Croatia. He's a 6'11 forward/center. Him and Jaden Quaitons are going to be big bodies for the Kentucky Wildcats front court. They also bring in Cam Williams, Mohamed Diabate, Jalan Lowe. It'll be very interesting to see if someone decommits, namely Tulane's Cam Williams. I don't know if he continues to come into this team. Kentucky, obviously, a 24th incoming ranked recruiting class, also has a strong group of transfers. It'll be very interesting to see what happens with Wildcats. And they made a great run this season in Mark Pope's first year, but it'll be very interesting to see what happens in his second year with seemingly more established high-level talent. Speaking of next year, I want to talk about the top 25, top 26. I'm going to rip through teams really quick because this is, again, way too early to really even talk about it, but I want to give you my early top 25, 26. We're going to start at 25, I think North Carolina. 24, I have Creighton. 23, I have Ohio State. 22, I have Wisconsin. 21, I have UCLA. At 20, unfortunately, I need to see more out of the portal for this team. I have Kansas. 19, I have Tennessee. 18, I have Gonzaga. 17, I have Iowa State. 16, I have Kentucky. 15, I have St. John's. 14, I have Texas Tech. 13, I have Arkansas. 12, I have Duke. 11, I have Arizona. BYU at 10. At 8, I have Michigan State. At 9, I have Michigan State. At 8, I have Auburn. At 7, I have Louisville. At 6, I have Michigan. At 5, I have Alabama. At 4, I have UConn. At 3, I have Florida. At 2, I have Houston. And at 1, I think Purdue's going to be the best team in the country next year. I think Braden Smith's going to lead that team potentially to a national championship. Obviously, some of the teams that I put in the back half, Ohio State, they just missed the 2025 tournament, but they look pretty solid on paper, right? Bruce Thornton, John Mobley, Devin Royal, Sean Stewart. You bring in Christoph Tilley from Santa Clara. You also bring in Dorian Jones, Amari Bynum, 2 4-star freshmen. You have Gabe Cupps coming over and Braden Noel. I think this is a team that can really make a push for that back half of the top 25 and be a top 6 seed. And there's a lot of rebuilds to watch, right? It's going to be very interesting next year with Duke because, again, same thing. They're going to lose probably 7 of their top 10 guys from this team. Obviously, you bring in the Boozer twins. You have Nick Amenia and Shelton Henderson. Kentucky doing the same thing, right? They relied heavily on 6 seniors, including Jackson Robinson and Kobe Brea, who exhausted their eligibility and are gone. But again, I just mentioned they bring in Jalon Lowe, Cam Williams, Muhammad Diabate, Jayden Quaytons. They also bring in Jasper Johnson and Malachi Moreno, who were 2 top 30 prospects. Again, I know Acadian Lewis just decommitted from Kentucky. I'm recording this on April 14th. And then even Creighton, right? Creighton have to replace Ryan Kalkbrenner, Stephen Ashworth, Jemiah Neal. But they went and got Iowa duo Josh Dixon and Freeman. They also brought in Charlotte guard Nick Graves. So it's going to be very interesting to watch those 3 teams and see how the new pieces gel. And if we're going to do the early favorites, it has to start with Florida, right? Obviously, they lose Walter Clayton and the rest of the backcourt. The roster is going to be in good shape. Denzel Aberdeen's going to step up into a starting role. In best case scenario, Thomas Haw and Alex Condon come back, along with Ruben Shinilu. That's an elite front court for the defending champions. Houston, again, if Milos Uzan comes back, great. You're also, I know Terrence Arsenault might transfer. I heard the rumors that he did. He might still come back. You have Emmanuel Sharp, Joseph Tugler still there. And then Purdue, right? Braden Smith, Trey Coughlin, Renner both going to come back. Fletcher Lawyer comes back. CJ Cox is coming back. They also brought in Oscar Clough from South Dakota State. So those 3, again, 3 of the 4 teams, or excuse me, 2 of the 4 teams in the Final Four, and then a Sweet 16 team. Those are 3 of the teams that I think are going to win it next year, have the biggest chance to win it. Again, college basketball, it never really ends, especially these days with the transfer portal, but I did want to bring you guys another video about that. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to comment down below who you think is going to win the 2026 national title, and YouTube thinks you're going to like this video. Find out if they're right. Oh, and make sure to like and subscribe.